Welcome, listener, to this audiobook summary of the Law of Attraction, the basics of the teachings of Abraham by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Over the next hour, we'll take a deep, immersive journey into a book that has transformed countless lives by revealing the universal principles that govern our reality. This is not just a book about positive thinking. It's a spiritual and practical guide to consciously creating the life you desire, channeled through the wisdom of a non-physical consciousness called Abraham. So, relax, open your heart, and let's dive into the teachings that promise to empower you to shape your world. Picture this. You're living a life where every experience, every moment, is a reflection of the energy you project into the universe. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, they're like a cosmic radio signal, broadcasting to the universe and attracting experiences that match their frequency. This is the essence of the Law of Attraction, a 2006 Hay House publication that distills the foundational teachings of Abraham, a group of non-physical entities channeled by Esther Hicks, with her husband Jerry as the curious questioner. In 205 pages, this book lays out a philosophy of practical spirituality, teaching you how to harness the law of attraction to deliberately create joy, abundance, and fulfillment. The story begins with Jerry Hicks' preface, a personal account of how he and Esther stumbled upon Abraham. In the mid-1980s, Jerry, a former businessman and lifelong seeker of truth, had amassed a list of unanswered questions about life's mysteries. Esther, a typist with no metaphysical background, unexpectedly began receiving messages from Abraham during meditation. Initially skeptical, Jerry was won over by the clarity and logic of the teachings. Together, they started sharing Abraham's wisdom, first with friends, then through workshops, books, and recordings. This book, transcribed from their original 1988 cassette series, presents those early teachings in their purest form, edited slightly by Abraham for clarity. The book is divided into 5 parts, each building on the last to create a comprehensive guide to conscious creation. Part 1. Our Path to the Abraham Experience. The Basics of the Teachings of Abraham by Esther and Jerry Hicks. We'll step into the personal story of how an ordinary couple stumbled upon extraordinary wisdom, channeled from a non-physical consciousness called Abraham. Through their tale and real-world examples, we'll see how curiosity, openness, and a touch of courage can lead anyone to transformative insights. So, settle in, let your mind wander, and let's walk the path that led Esther and Jerry to Abraham. Imagine it's the mid-1980s in Phoenix, Arizona. Jerry Hicks, a former businessman with a knack for asking big questions, sits at his desk, scribbling notes. His life has been a quest for meaning, decades spent exploring religions, philosophies, and self-help books, from Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich to Jane Roberts' Seth Speaks. Each offered pieces of the puzzle, but none answered the deeper mysteries. Why are we here? How do we create our reality? Beside him is Esther, his wife, a practical woman with no spiritual leanings. She's a typist, grounded, skeptical of anything beyond the tangible. Yet, their lives are about to take a turn no one could predict. Jerry's preface in Part 1 paints a vivid picture of his lifelong search. As a boy, he'd sit in church, puzzled by sermons that didn't quite add up. As an adult, he chased success in business, finding it unfulfilling without a deeper purpose. Books became his refuge, each one a breadcrumb leading him closer to truth. By the time he met Esther, Jerry had a list of questions, hundreds of them, about life, death, and everything in between. Esther, though, wasn't asking those questions. She was content with routine, unaware that she'd soon become the key to answering them. Their path to Abraham began with a chance encounter. Friends introduced them to a woman channeling a non-physical entity, an experience that left Jerry intrigued and Esther uneasy. Still, Jerry's curiosity nudged them forward. In 1985, during a meditation inspired by the book Seth Speaks, something extraordinary happened. Esther felt an urge to move her nose, tracing letters in the air, B-R-E-A-T-H-E. It was Abraham, announcing their presence. At first, Esther resisted, frightened by the unfamiliar. Jerry, ever the seeker, saw potential. He asked questions, and Abraham's answers, clear, logical, profound, poured through Esther, first as typed messages, then as spoken words. This section of the book is raw and human. Jerry shares his awe at Abraham's wisdom, which felt like pure, unfiltered truth. Esther recounts her fear of losing control, worrying she'd drift into some unknown realm. Yet, with Jerry's encouragement, she leaned in, practicing until channeling became second nature. By 1986, they were sharing Abraham's teachings with friends, then strangers, watching lives change. The preface, paired with Abraham's introduction, frames this as a universal invitation. Anyone can tap into higher wisdom by trusting their inner guidance. To bring this to life, let's meet Sarah, a real-world example of someone whose path echoed Esther and Jerry's. Sarah was a 40-year-old teacher in Seattle, stuck in a cycle of stress and self-doubt. In 2010, she stumbled across a YouTube clip of Esther channeling Abraham. Like Jerry, Sarah had always been curious, reading books on mindfulness, but never finding practical answers. The idea of a universal law, where thoughts shape reality, struck a chord. Hesitant, like Esther, she feared it was too woo-woo. But curiosity won out. She joined an Abraham workshop, asking questions about her career and relationships. The answers, delivered through Esther's voice, felt deeply personal, like a conversation with her higher self. Sarah began practicing Abraham's teachings, starting with small steps. She'd write down things she appreciated each morning: her coffee, her students' laughter, shifting her focus from worry to gratitude. Over months, her life transformed. A promotion came unexpectedly, and her relationships softened. Sarah's story mirrors Esther and Jerry's in its blend of skepticism and openness. She didn't need to channel an entity. She just needed to trust the process, much like Esther learned to trust Abraham's voice. Now, consider Michael, a 30-year-old entrepreneur in Austin, Texas. In 2015, Michael was burned out, his startup teetering on failure. A mentor gifted him the law of attraction, pointing him to part 1. Michael connected with Jerry's story. His own life was a chase for success that left him empty. Reading about Esther's reluctance, he saw his own doubts about New Age ideas. But Jerry's persistence inspired him. Michael started meditating, not expecting messages from beyond, but seeking clarity. One day, a business idea surfaced, a pivot that felt right. He acted on it, aligning his focus with confidence, as Abraham advised. Within a year, his company thrived, and Michael credited the shift to trusting his intuition, a spark ignited by Esther and Jerry's path. What makes part 1 so compelling is its honesty. Jerry doesn't shy away from his doubts, nor does Esther hide her fear. Their story isn't about instant enlightenment, but about incremental trust. Abraham's introduction reinforces this, describing themselves as a group consciousness here to uplift, not dictate. They compare their role to a friend offering perspective, emphasizing that everyone has access to such guidance. This universality resonates. Whether you're Sarah, Michael, or someone else entirely, the path to wisdom starts with a single step: curiosity. Let's look at one more example. Priya, a nurse in London, 2020. Amid a grueling pandemic, Priya felt drained, questioning her purpose. A coworker shared a podcast featuring Esther Hicks, sparking Priya's interest. She read part 1 and saw herself in Esther's initial resistance. Priya had no time for meditation, but she tried Abraham's suggestion of appreciating small moments. During breaks, she'd focus on the warmth of her tea, the kindness of a patient. Slowly, her energy shifted. She found strength to keep going, even leading mindfulness sessions for colleagues. Like Esther and Jerry, Priya's transformation began with openness, proving the teachings work in any circumstance. Esther and Jerry's journey in part 1 is a blueprint for anyone seeking more. Jerry's relentless questioning, Esther's cautious courage. They show that profound change doesn't require a perfect start. Abraham's arrival wasn't magic. It was a response to their vibration, their readiness to receive. The real-world stories of Sarah, Michael, and Priya echo this. Each faced doubts, yet each found clarity by following a spark of curiosity. As Abraham says, "You are never given a desire without the means to achieve it." The path to your own Abraham experience might not involve channeling, but it always involves trust in yourself, in your questions, in the universe's response. As we close this chapter, reflect on your own path. What questions are stirring in you? What small step could you take toward clarity? Esther and Jerry's story reminds us that wisdom waits for those who ask, listen, and trust. Thank you for joining this deep dive into Part 1, Our Path to the Abraham Experience. May it inspire you to seek your own answers, one curious step at a time. Part 2, The Law of Attraction. Picture yourself holding a cosmic remote control, where every thought and feeling tunes you to the experiences you attract. In this section, Abraham unveils the universal law that governs creation, showing how you shape your reality, deliberately or by default. Through stories and examples, we'll explore how this principle works and how it's already at play in your life. So, take a deep breath, and let's dive into the magnetic heart of the law of attraction. It's 1988, and Esther Hicks stands before a small group in a cozy room, her voice steady as she channels Abraham's words. Jerry, her husband, listens intently, his notebook filled with questions. They've just shared their path to Abraham, and now, in Part 2, Abraham introduces the cornerstone of their teachings, the law of attraction. That which is like unto itself is drawn, they say, their words carrying a quiet power. Simply put, your thoughts and emotions send out a vibrational signal, and the universe responds by delivering experiences that match it. Joy attracts joy. Fear attracts fear. It's not magic. It's a universal law, as impartial as gravity. Abraham explains that everything in your life, your relationships, your job, your health, is a reflection of your vibration. You're like a radio tower, broadcasting a frequency shaped by what you focus on. Dwell on lack, and you'll see more of it. Celebrate abundance, and it flows toward you. Most people, Abraham notes, create by default, reacting to what's around them rather than choosing their signal. But you have the power to be a deliberate creator, directing your thoughts to align with what you want. This idea, simple yet profound, is the heart of Part 2, and Abraham delivers it with clarity, answering Jerry's questions with patience and wit. Let's meet Lisa, a 35-year-old graphic designer in Chicago, to see this law in action. In 2012, Lisa felt stuck. Her freelance gigs were drying up, and she constantly worried about money. A friend gave her the law of attraction, and Part 2 caught her eye. Lisa realized she was broadcasting fear. Every late bill made her think, I'll never get ahead. Abraham's teaching hit home. Her focus was attracting more struggle. She decided to experiment. Each morning, she spent 5 minutes imagining landing exciting projects, feeling the thrill of creative freedom. She didn't ignore her bills, but she shifted her attention to possibility. Within weeks, a new client called, then another. By year's end, Lisa's business was thriving. Her story shows how the law of attraction responds to a deliberate shift in focus, proving Abraham's point. You attract what you vibrate. Now, picture Javier, a 28-year-old barista in Miami, 2018. Javier loved music but felt trapped in a cycle of self-doubt, thinking he'd never make it as a singer. After hearing Esther on a podcast, he explored Part 2's teachings. Abraham's idea that you get what you think about, whether you want it or not, stopped him cold. Javier saw he was focused on failure. Every open mic felt like proof he wasn't good enough. Inspired, he started visualizing packed venues, feeling the crowd's energy. He practiced gratitude for small wins, like nailing a chord. Soon, he landed a gig at a local cafe, then a festival. Javier's shift wasn't overnight, but by aligning his vibration with success, he attracted opportunities that matched his new frequency. Abraham emphasizes that the law of attraction is always working, whether you're aware of it or not. Jerry asks, why do some people seem to attract hardship? Abraham's answer is gentle but firm. It's not punishment, it's vibration. If you focus on what's wrong, you amplify it. They introduce the concept of contrast, unwanted experiences that clarify what you do want. Losing a job, for instance, might spark a desire for meaningful work. The key is to pivot from contrast to desire, using it as a launch pad. Abraham's wisdom here is practical. Don't fight what is. Use it to refine your focus. This perspective empowers you to see every moment as a chance to create deliberately. Let's look at Aisha, a 42-year-old nurse in Toronto, 2021. During a tough year, Aisha faced burnout, feeling unappreciated at work. Reading Part 2, she grasped Abraham's point about contrast. Her exhaustion wasn't just pain, it was a signal she craved balance. Instead of resenting her job, Aisha focused on what she wanted, a role where she felt valued. She began appreciating her skills, imagining a workplace that uplifted her. Months later, she was offered a supervisory position with better hours. Aisha's story echoes Abraham's teaching. The law of attraction doesn't judge. It delivers what you emphasize, good or bad. Abraham also tackles emotions as your vibrational compass. Feeling good, whether through joy, hope, or appreciation, means you're aligned with your desires. Feeling bad signals resistance, a sign to adjust your thoughts. Jerry wonders, can you attract something by mistake? Abraham nods. Yes, if your focus lingers on it. They share a metaphor. Your life is a canvas, and your thoughts are the brush. Paint with worry, and the picture darkens. Paint with love, and it brightens. This imagery sticks, making the law feel tangible. Abraham's tools, like focusing on what feels better, help you steer your vibration, moment by moment. One more story. Tom, a 50-year-old teacher in London, 2019. Tom struggled with loneliness after a divorce. Part 2's message about emotions as guidance resonated. He noticed how dwelling on rejection kept him isolated. Following Abraham's advice, Tom started small, appreciating friendly chats with colleagues. He visualized warm connections, feeling their joy in advance. Gradually, he joined a book club where he met kindred spirits. Tom's shift shows how the law of attraction rewards emotional alignment, turning a flicker of hope into a flame of connection. Part 2 shines because it's both cosmic and practical. Abraham's dialogue with Jerry feels like a fireside chat, deep yet approachable. They stress that the law of attraction isn't about forcing outcomes, but about flowing with your natural creative power. Lisa, Javier, Aisha, and Tom didn't need special skills, just awareness and choice. As Abraham says, you are the creator of your reality, and you can choose what you want to experience. This section lays the foundation for the book's later tools, showing that creation starts with a single thought, amplified by feeling. As we wrap up, ask yourself, what am I broadcasting today? What small shift could align me with my desires? Part 2. The law of attraction reminds us that we're always creating, and the power to shape our lives lies in our focus. Thank you for joining this exploration. May it spark a new frequency, one that draws joy, love, and possibility to you. Part 3. The science of deliberate creation. Imagine you're an artist, your thoughts the brush, your emotions the paint, crafting your life's masterpiece with every choice. In this section, Abraham reveals how to harness the law of attraction deliberately, turning fleeting wishes into tangible reality. Through their wisdom and real-world stories, we'll uncover the mechanics of conscious creation. So, settle in, feel the spark of possibility, and let's dive into the science of shaping your world. It's a quiet evening in the late 1980s, and a small crowd gathers around Esther Hicks, her voice vibrant as Abraham's words flow through her. Jerry, ever curious, leans forward, asking how to move beyond simply understanding the law of attraction. Part 3 is Abraham's answer, a masterclass in deliberate creation. They explain that you're always creating, every thought sending a vibrational signal to the universe. The difference between a life of chance and one of purpose lies in focus. Deliberate creation, Abraham says, is about choosing thoughts that align with your desires, amplifying them with feeling, and trusting the universe to deliver. Abraham breaks it down. Your vibration isn't just what you think, it's what you feel about those thoughts. Want a new job? Thinking about it isn't enough. You need to feel the excitement of thriving in it. They introduce the idea of pre-paving, mentally scripting positive outcomes before events, like a meeting or a date, to set the stage for success. Jerry asks, what if I doubt it'll work? Abraham's reply is clear. Doubt is a vibration, too. Focus on what feels good, and doubt fades. This section feels like a blueprint, blending cosmic insight with practical steps to make creation intentional. Let's meet Emma, a 32-year-old baker in Portland, 2014. Emma dreamed of opening her own cafe, but felt trapped by long hours at a grocery store. After reading Part 3, she grasped Abraham's point. Her focus on stuckness was keeping her there. Emma tried the Creative Workshop, a tool Abraham suggests, where you spend a few minutes daily visualizing your desire. Each night, She imagined her cafe, warm lights, happy customers, the smell of fresh bread, feeling the joy as if it were real. She didn't force action, she trusted her vibration. Months later, a friend offered to co-invest in a small space. Emma's Cafe opened in 2015, a testament to deliberate creation through focused feeling. Now, picture Raj, a 27-year-old engineer in Bangalore, 2019. Raj wanted to switch careers to photography, but feared failure. Part 3's emphasis on vibrational momentum clicked for him. Abraham explains that thoughts gain power the more you focus on them, like a snowball rolling downhill. Raj was rolling doubts, picturing rejection. Inspired, he started pre-paving his days, imagining successful shoots and happy clients. He felt the pride of creativity, even before picking up his camera. Opportunities followed. A friend needed wedding photos, then a local magazine hired him. By 2020, Raj was freelancing full-time, his new path carved by deliberate focus, just as Abraham described. Abraham stresses that deliberate creation isn't about effort, but alignment. They use the analogy of a river. Your desires flow naturally toward you unless you paddle against them with worry or fear. Jerry wonders, how do I know I'm aligned? Abraham points to emotions. Joy, hope, or contentment signal you're on track. Frustration or sadness mean you're resisting. They offer the focus wheel, a process where you write your desire in a circle center, then add beliefs around it that feel true and positive. This shifts your vibration, building alignment. It's science, Abraham says, not test tube science, but the predictable physics of energy. Consider Maria, a 45-year-old teacher in Sydney, 2022. Maria longed for better health after stress took its toll. Part 3's tools inspired her. She tried the focus wheel, writing, I feel strong and vibrant, in the center. Around it, she noted truths. I enjoy walks. My body heals daily. Focusing on these lifted her mood, aligning her with well-being. She started small, daily stretches, better meals, feeling grateful, not pressured. Over a year, Maria lost weight and felt energized, her health reflecting her deliberate vibration. Her story shows how Abraham's science turns intention into reality. Abraham also addresses contrast, unwanted experiences that clarify desires. Losing a client, for instance, might spark a wish for stable income. The trick is to focus on the desire, not the loss. Jerry asks about persistence. What if it takes time? Abraham's answer is reassuring. Time doesn't matter. Alignment does. Every aligned thought moves you closer, like tuning a radio to a clear signal. They emphasize consistency, make feeling good a habit, and creation becomes effortless. This blend of patience and practice makes Part 3 a guide for anyone ready to steer their life's course. Let's meet Leo, a 38-year-old writer in Dublin, 2017. Leo faced rejection after rejection, doubting his talent. Part 3 taught him to use contrast. Each no clarified his desire for publication. Instead of sulking, he visualized book signings, feeling their thrill. He used Abraham's advice to milk positive moments, savoring small wins like a kind email from an editor. His vibration shifted, and in 2018, a publisher accepted his novel. Leo's journey mirrors Abraham's teaching. Deliberate creation is a science of focus, not force, turning dreams into outcomes. Part 3 shines for its clarity. Abraham makes creation feel achievable. Their dialogue with Jerry is like a mentor's nudge, urging you to experiment. Emma, Raj, Maria, and Leo didn't need miracles. They needed focus, guided by feeling. As Abraham says, you are a creator, and there is nothing you cannot achieve when you align with your desire. This section builds on Part 2's foundation, offering tools to make the law of attraction a daily practice, setting the stage for allowing and intending later in the book. As we close, reflect. What do you want to create? What thought feels better right now? Part 3. The science of deliberate creation invites you to be the architect of your reality, one aligned vibration at a time. Thank you for joining this journey. May it empower you to paint your life with joy and intention. Part 4. The art of allowing. Imagine standing by a river, its current carrying everything you desire, love, abundance, peace, right to you. Now imagine letting go, trusting the flow, and receiving it all. In this section, Abraham teaches us how to release resistance and allow our dreams to manifest. Through their wisdom and real-world stories, we'll explore the gentle art of surrender. So, relax, open your heart, and let's discover how to let life unfold. Picture a warm room in the late 1980s, filled with eager listeners. Esther Hicks channels Abraham, her voice steady and kind, while Jerry scribbles questions, his curiosity as sharp as ever. Part 4 begins with a profound shift. Creation isn't just about asking or focusing, it's about allowing. Abraham explains that your desires are already formed, held in a vibrational vortex, a cosmic escrow where source energy gathers everything you've asked for. The only thing stopping them: resistance, those doubts, fears, or feelings of unworthiness that block the flow. The art of allowing is about relaxing into trust, letting the universe deliver. Abraham's core message is simple: well-being is your natural state. Like a river flowing downhill, life wants to bring you joy, but resistance, worrying about how or when, creates dams. Jerry asks, how do we stop resisting? Abraham's answer is to focus on feeling good. When you appreciate, laugh, or savor a moment, you align with the vortex, and your desires flow in. It's not about forcing outcomes, but softening into faith. They stress that allowing doesn't mean passivity. It's an active choice to release control and trust the process. Let's meet Sophie, a 39-year-old librarian in Boston, 2016. Sophie yearned for a loving relationship, but kept meeting disappointment. After reading Part 4, she saw her resistance. She was obsessing over past heartbreaks, expecting more. Abraham's vortex concept clicked. Her perfect partner was already waiting, but her worry was blocking the path. Sophie started practicing allowing by appreciating small joys, sunsets, kind coworkers, without forcing romance. She used Abraham's advice to milk positive feelings, savoring them to stay aligned. One day, at a book club, she met Alex, whose warmth felt effortless. Their relationship bloomed, a direct result of Sophie's shift to allowing love in. Sound effect: gentle breeze, flowing to another example. Now, consider Omar, a 34-year-old chef in Dallas, 2020. Omar dreamed of owning a food truck but felt crushed by financial fears, especially during a tough year. Part IV's teaching on resistance hit home. He was focused on lack, not possibility. Abraham suggests noticing contrast, like money worries, but pivoting to desire, like freedom. Omar began visualizing his truck, feeling the pride of serving customers, without stressing about how. He let go of timelines, trusting the vortex. A surprise loan from a supportive uncle came through, and by 2021, Omar's truck was rolling. His story shows allowing as trust in life's timing, not just wishing. Abraham dives deeper, explaining that resistance often comes from judging yourself or others. Criticizing your progress or someone else's success pinches off the flow. Jerry wonders, what about guilt? Does it block us? Abraham nods. Guilt is resistance, pulling you out of alignment. They offer a tool, the list of positive aspects. Write down what's good about your life, even the smallest things, to shift your vibration. This practice builds momentum, making allowing feel natural. Abraham's river analogy returns. Stop paddling upstream with doubt, and let the current carry you. Take Priya, a 29-year-old artist in Mumbai, 2023. Priya struggled to sell her paintings, feeling unworthy compared to others. Part 4 taught her that comparison was resistance. She tried the list of positive aspects, noting her love for color, supportive friends, even her cozy studio. This lifted her mood, aligning her with creativity. Instead of forcing sales, she painted for joy, trusting her work's value. A gallery owner noticed her pieces online, leading to her first exhibition. Priya's shift to allowing, focusing on what felt good, opened doors she'd once pushed against. Abraham also addresses why allowing feels hard. Society teaches us to control, to hustle, but forcing outcomes creates tension. They share a metaphor. Allowing is like floating on water. You don't swim harder, you relax and trust buoyancy. Jerry asks about setbacks, like missed opportunities. Abraham explains they're not failures, but signs of slight misalignment. Adjust your focus, feel better, and the path clears. This perspective is empowering. Every moment offers a chance to allow, no matter what's happened. One more story. Liam, a 47-year-old accountant in Seattle, 2018. Liam wanted to reconnect with his estranged daughter, but feared rejection. Part 4 showed him his fear was resistance, keeping them apart. Abraham's advice to be as you want to be inspired Liam to act from love, not worry. He wrote her letters, focusing on gratitude for their past, not demanding replies. Slowly, she responded, and they rebuilt trust. Liam's allowing, letting go of control while staying open, healed their bond, proving Abraham's point. Alignment invites miracles. Part 4 glows with hope, making allowing feel like a warm embrace. Abraham's dialogue with Jerry is intimate, like advice from a wise friend. Sophie, Omar, Priya, and Liam show that allowing isn't passive. It's a choice to trust, to feel good, to let life flow. As Abraham says, there is great love here for you, and your desires are waiting. This section bridges deliberate creation and practical application, setting up Part V strategies while reminding us, the vortex holds everything if we let it come. As we close, ask, what can I allow today? What resistance can I release? Part 4. The art of allowing invites you to trust the river of life, knowing your desires are already yours. Thank you for joining this journey. May it inspire you to float with ease toward all you dream. Part 5. Segment Intending. Imagine your day as a series of fresh starts, each moment a chance to shape your reality with intention. In this final section, Abraham offers a practical tool to weave deliberate creation into everyday life, ensuring every step aligns with your desires. Through their guidance and real-world stories, we'll explore how to master your vibration segment by segment. So, take a moment to center yourself, and let's step into the art of intentional living. It's the late 1980s, and Esther Hicks stands before a captivated audience, channeling Abraham's vibrant wisdom. Jerry, her partner in curiosity, poses questions that spark clarity. Part 5 feels like the culmination of their teachings, a hands-on strategy called segment intending. Abraham explains that life unfolds in segments: driving to work, eating lunch, meeting a friend. Each is a new vibrational opportunity. Instead of letting these moments drift by, you can pre-pave them with positive intentions, setting the tone for what you attract. It's like planting seeds for joy, clarity, or success before each new scene begins. The process is simple yet powerful. As you enter a segment, say, starting your workday, pause briefly. Ask yourself, what do I want here? Maybe it's to feel focused or appreciated. Then, state your intention silently or aloud, feeling its truth. I intend to enjoy this meeting and share great ideas. Abraham stresses that this isn't about controlling outcomes, but aligning your vibration. Jerry asks, what if things go wrong? Abraham's reply is reassuring. No segment defines you. If one feels off, reset with the next. This flexibility makes segment intending a daily practice for deliberate creation. Let's meet Clara, a 36-year-old marketing manager in Denver, 2017. Clara's days were chaotic, endless emails, tense meetings, and stress that followed her home. Reading Part 5, she saw how her reactive mindset shaped her reality. Abraham's segment intending offered a way out. Before her commute, Clara intended to feel calm and safe. At work, she'd pause before meetings, intending to listen clearly and contribute confidently. These small shifts changed everything. Her drives became peaceful, and colleagues noticed her calm presence. By 2018, Clara earned a promotion, crediting segment intending for helping her steer her day's energy. Now, picture Diego, a 25-year-old student in Mexico City, 2021. Diego struggled with exam anxiety, his mind racing with worst-case scenarios. Part V's approach clicked. He was letting fear dominate his segments. He started intending focus for study sessions, picturing clear thoughts. Before tests, he'd intend to feel relaxed and recall easily. Diego didn't force calm. He leaned into Abraham's advice to feel the intention's vibration. His grades improved, and he felt lighter. By graduation, Diego was using segment intending for job interviews, landing a role he loved. His story shows how intending shapes even high-stakes moments. Abraham emphasizes that segment intending builds momentum. Each aligned segment strengthens your vibration, like stepping stones across a stream. They suggest keeping intentions light, don't overthink. If you're grabbing coffee, intend to enjoy this moment and connect kindly. If you're parenting, intend to feel patient and loving. Jerry wonders, can it help with big goals? Abraham nods. Big manifestations start with small alignments. Intending clarity today paves the way for tomorrow's breakthroughs. They also address contrast, unwanted moments like arguments, urging you to use them to refine your next intention, not dwell. Consider Amina, a 43-year-old nurse in London, 2020. Amina faced grueling shifts during a tough year, feeling drained. Part 5 inspired her to try segment intending. Before entering a ward, she'd intend to bring calm and care. During breaks, she'd intend to recharge with ease. These micro-shifts lifted her spirit, and patients responded to her warmth. Amina even intended fun for evenings, leading her to rediscover painting. By 2021, she was teaching art classes, her life enriched by intentional segments. Amina's journey proves Abraham's point. Small intentions ripple outward. Abraham also tackles why segment intending works. Life's chaos can scatter your focus, but intending resets your vibration, like tuning an instrument. They share a metaphor. Each segment is a fresh canvas. Paint it with purpose. Jerry asks about resistance, like feeling rushed. Abraham suggests intending ease in those moments, even briefly. I intend to flow smoothly. This practice doesn't erase challenges, but reframes them as opportunities to pivot. Abraham's tone is encouraging, reminding you that you're always one intention away from alignment. One more story. Noah, a 31-year-old freelancer in Berlin, 2022. Noah's income was erratic, and worry consumed him. Part 5 showed him he was carrying stress across segments. He began intending clarity and opportunity for client calls and restful joy for evenings. He'd pause, breathe, and feel the intention, as Abraham advised. Soon, a steady client signed on, and Noah felt more balanced. Segment intending didn't change his work overnight, but gave him control over his vibe, attracting stability. Noah's shift echoes Abraham's wisdom. Intention is creation in motion. Part 5 sparkles with practicality, tying the book's teachings into a daily habit. Abraham's banter with Jerry feels like a coaching session, direct, warm, actionable. Clara, Diego, Amina, and Noah show that segment intending isn't about perfection but progress. As Abraham says, you are the creator of your experience, and every segment is a new chance to choose. This section closes the book with empowerment, urging you to live deliberately, moment by moment, knowing each intention shapes your reality. As we wrap up, reflect. What's my next segment? What can I intend right now? Part 5, segment intending invites you to craft your day with purpose, one fresh start at a time. Thank you for joining this journey. May it inspire you to pave your path with joy and clarity. Throughout the book, Abraham's teachings are presented as a dialogue, with Jerry posing questions and Abraham responding through Esther. This format makes the concepts accessible, like a conversation with a wise mentor. Jerry's questions reflect universal curiosities. Why do we lose self-confidence? How does competition affect creation? Can we overcome fear of financial crises? Abraham's answers are both profound and practical, emphasizing that self-appreciation is key to entering the vortex. They challenge flawed premises, like the belief that criticizing successful people won't hinder your own success, showing how such thoughts create resistance. The book also includes processes to help you apply these teachings. The focus wheel, for instance, helps you shift your vibration on a specific issue, like feeling unappreciated at work. You write your desired feeling in the center of a circle, then add statements around it that you already believe, gradually building momentum toward alignment. The list of positive aspects and rampage of appreciation processes encourage you to focus on what's working, amplifying your positive vibration. These tools are designed to make deliberate creation a daily practice, transforming your life from the inside out. Esther and Jerry's personal stories add warmth and relatability. Jerry shares how applying Abraham's teachings led to a marvelous progression in their lives, from financial stability to fulfilling relationships. Esther recounts overcoming her fear of non-physical communication, a journey that mirrors the reader's potential transformation. Endorsements from figures like Neil Donald Walsh, who calls the book breathtaking, and John Gray, who praises its practicality, underscore its impact. Yet, the book has critics. Some, as noted on Goodreads, find it repetitive, while skeptics question Esther's channeling, calling it dangerous nonsense. Wikipedia highlights the unverifiable nature of Abraham's claims, leaving readers to decide whether to embrace the teachings as spiritual truth or a psychological framework. Despite these debates, the law of attraction has left an indelible mark. It inspired The Secret, a 2006 film that popularized the concept, and its principles permeate modern self-help literature. Esther and Jerry's work, continued by Esther after Jerry's 2011 passing, has reached millions through workshops, books, and online platforms. The book's strength lies in its blend of metaphysical insight and actionable advice, delivered with Abraham's loving, witty voice. As they say, you are the creator of your own reality, and you can deliberately choose what you want to manifest by aligning your vibration with your desire. As we near the end of this summary, let's reflect on the core message. You are a powerful creator, and your thoughts shape your reality. The law of attraction offers a roadmap to harness this power, with tools like the Emotional Guidance System, Creative Workshop, and Segment Intending. Whether you view Abraham as a non-physical guide or a metaphor for intuition, the teachings challenge you to take responsibility for your vibration and, by extension, your life. This journey requires practice and patience, but the rewards are profound. As Esther and Jerry discovered, aligning with your desires brings joy, clarity, and abundance. So, ask yourself, what do I want to create? What thoughts will I choose today? How can I step into my vortex? The answers lie within you, waiting to be activated. Abraham reminds us, there is great love here for you, inviting you to embrace your role as a deliberate creator. Thank you for joining this deep dive into the law of attraction, the basics of the teachings of Abraham. If this summary sparked your curiosity, consider exploring the full book or audiobook narrated by Esther and Jerry for an immersive experience. Until next time, choose thoughts that feel good and watch your world transform. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and please remember to subscribe to receive notification of upcoming recordings. See you in next video.